Welcome back to series number 2 of the round of 8 in the PokerStrategy.com TSL number 3. I'm a little starstruck as I'm looking at oGs.MC spawning in the top right as a red Protoss. His opponent in the bottom left, Prae.ThorZaIN, the blue Terran, the foreign hope, going on against the 2-time GSL champion here on this map is Shakira's Plateau, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, Jill, I hope you never meet him in real life because this is a replay. That would be pretty awkward. And we see MC not going to scout on his 9 probes. Some Protosses prefer to do that. I do like that he brings it back in because there is only one position ThorZaIN can be, and you don't need to send it yet. What will be interesting is, will MC do a quick Nexus? Because we have seen occasionally from him he will do something like that, like what we've seen Adel Scott do. Or will he go for something a little bit more aggressive? Because normally he doesn't do anything middle of the road.
Yeah, definitely going to be watching to see that as we gear up. Dropping that gateway and then scouting out after the gateway. Meanwhile, ThorZaIN dropping the barracks. And I also want to give a shout out to some of the communities that are tuning in today. Of course, there's TeamLiquid.net, ShackNews.com. I'm always a big fan of them. Of course, the Reddit community, the Calgary LAN that's going on. I wish I could be there, but I couldn't leave my chill cave as I have to commentate this. And of course, the Copenhagen LAN is also ongoing. So cheers to all those guys at those events.
Your chill cave, that sounds so awesome. I need to name my desk something like that.
It's not just my living room, it's actually a secret cave.
I'm gonna get some cardboard walls and call it my Artosis cubicle.
Put your couch cushions up.
Yeah, make myself a little pillow for it, put my blanket over the top. I'll never know what time of the day it is. It'll be awesome.
Don't come in, Mom! Meanwhile, really standard builds here. We've got the Cybernetics core starting up. Second assimilator going down for oGs.MC. So that kind of tailors his build. We can get a sense of where he's going with that. Meanwhile, the scouting probe of MC going to get tagged by that Marine. ThorZaIN, single Marine to chase away the scouting probe, as we mentioned there. Now following up with the Tech Lab, I'm going to be interested to see what he does with this Tech Lab. If he's going to get a Marauder or follow in Kaz's suit and go for a Reaper, and there it is, Marauder.
You know, I think MC is actually going to know that because his probe did go through and kind of see that ThorZaIN was skimping on SCVs and gas. He had 1 to 2 in gas for the whole time the probe was in there, and that kind of tells you, oh, you know, Reaper costs a little bit more gas. It's cost 50 gas after getting that add-on. So it definitely gave it away, in my opinion, that this was going to be a Marauder expansion. Now, MC, he's still mining out of both geysers, and normally against Marauder expansion, you're going to be like, oh, let me get a couple Stalkers and a Zealot and make my Nexus. But it looks like he's not going to do that. So we may see some early aggression here by MC.
Yeah, now that he's got that Stalker out and driven away the SCV, it's going to be interesting to see what he makes. And it's going to be a Twilight Council, actually.
Whoa, that is really, really neat. Now, what will he do with this Twilight Council? Is he going to go for something like Blink, or will he go for the more common DT? Now, of course, against DT, if ThorZaIN has a super-duper tight build, he is going to be able to have, you know, obviously 2 orbitals, and if MC goes in at the wrong time, he's going to have scans ready, or possibly an engineering bay as well, which does go down. He's dropping the engineering bay right now, and that could be very bad. Oh my god, MC making a Nexus, though. I'm not going to let you talk, Chill. I just want to keep going. This is actually really, really cool. It looks like he's going to go a 1-gate Dark Templar expand, and against someone going for a command center, very quick command center on such a long map, I am liking this build. I think I might steal this.
Yeah, I like it as well. He sent the probe in there and just took a little peek. He saw the expansion going up. So I feel like he's going to know there's 2 orbitals up. Probably not going to try to end the game with this Dark Templar rush. As we can see, his gateways are a little bit late. Typically want to have a little bit faster gateways if you're finishing up. So I like getting the expansion. He's given up a little bit of economy, but he's going to have a lot of map control, which will lead him towards taking an easy 3rd base if he so chooses.
Indeed it will, and especially with these DTs, you know, this map, it's pretty long in these positions, so it's really going to take 4 or 5 scans to get all the way over to your opponent. Probably about 4. So perfect DT usage here can stall out ThorZaIN for days and days and days. And in that situation, obviously MC can do whatever he likes.
And ThorZaIN, look how manly he is, dropping that turret, so he's going to be well protected against the Dark Templar. And one thing I want to point out is this is the TSL version of this map. So what that means is the backdoor does still exist, and ThorZaIN is not going to require mobile detection if he wants to take a quick third base. He can just knock out his back rocks and expand there very easily. Dark Templar running up, immediately picked off. There's a second Dark Templar, probably not going to follow the same fate, just going to sit out, scout for a third, and try to harass if ThorZaIN so foolishly tries to push out.
Yeah, I mean, this is great play by MC, and I'm not even gonna lie, Chill. While you were just talking there, I had out my build order notebook, taking some notes on this. MC, completely awesome build order here. I love the fact that he's gonna have an observer going down pretty soon. He's gonna keep an eye on the main base of ThorZaIN, exactly what he's building. And MC, if he just makes the right decisions from here, he's going to feel pretty solid in this entire game. ThorZaIN is going to have to come out with really very solid mechanics because nothing should be a surprise from here.
Yeah, he's going to have full knowledge of everything that's going on. He's transitioned into the robotics very nicely. And look at this, he's actually making a warp prism. So he may try to get more value out of these Dark Templar once the turret is up at the natural. You know, a lot of Dark Templar plays become useless. A lot of players tend to transition into High Templar immediately, but MC not doing that. Going Robo, he's going to get more value by getting the Warp Prism out, and then going to transition into the Robotics Bay. Meanwhile, what kind of standing army does MC actually have? He's got 1 Dark Templar and 5 Sentries and a Zealot, and a Stalker, so don't want to miss that. But, you know, if ThorZaIN actually gets together a nice army and pushes out at a decent timing, he could strike gold here.
But here comes a Warp Prism by MC. If we look in the main base of ThorZaIN, he does have 1 turret behind the mineral line. Other than that, no detection in there. He does not have the starport with a Tech Lab add-on right now, so it's going to be kind of hard to do anything there. And there we go, 1 DT going into the main base. And if he just drops out, you know, 2-3 DTs in here, spreads them out, he's going to cost a lot of economy from ThorZaIN. He's going to have to use scans that could have otherwise been mules.
Yeah, ThorZaIN absolutely needs to get another turret up here, because with that Warp Prism, MC can continue to funnel in DTs one by one as ThorZaIN waits to get scanned. And there's the scan, he's going to take out the DT, and I'm looking back at the Warp Prism to see how MC transitions out of this. Is he going to continue to warp in DTs after the scan is done? Now bringing a probe into the bottom left natural, so he's going to be able to take that expansion, and going for 2 DTs this time. 1 Scythe, 1 Sword as he moves over, and he's going to catch that missile turret. That is huge. Does ThorZaIN have another scan? Yes, but he's got to decide which DT does he want to use it on.
Yeah, in fact, ThorZaIN looks like he's looping around a little bit, going for that reactor once again. A good building to target, but the turret is done, and ThorZaIN will end up cleaning up these DTs. There is 1 in that Warp Prism still, so, you know, ThorZaIN should be looking for the Warp Prism. What does he think that it's just a pylon on the outside or something? You definitely need to take that out. As soon as the DT's in your main base, you need to check, is this a pylon with hallucinations or is this a Warp Prism? And take that out so that this stops happening to you, this beautiful harassment by MC.
Yeah, and this is just really digging into ThorZaIN, really limiting his options as MC is now fully transitioned into Colossi. He's got 2 Colossi out, and look how sneaky this guy is. He's actually hiding them just behind his natural. He's hiding the first one as he tries to get out that extended thermal lance. It is complete, but ThorZaIN looks like he may have had enough and is just pushing out into the middle of the map.
Well, push out he will, but let's not forget that there is still DT tech out there, so this is kind of a little bit dangerous. I mean, he does have some scans saved up. He has 2 of them right now while he tries to kill a DT in his main base with some SCDs. But, oh, here we go. We do have the engagement coming up. Some nice force fields going off, trapping some of these units in front. The 2 thermal lanced Colossi doing a ton of damage, but ThorZaIN breaking through, might kill off a lot of sentries here, and let's not forget how important those are. More and more units, and without sufficient gateway units, oh man, I'm getting some nerd chills here. Beautiful micro by ThorZaIN, but MC with just enough to end up saving his Colossi, but there is still that Stalker. It gets taken out, and now the Viking, no, that's a red, a very, very red-faced Colossus there. Really nice play there by ThorZaIN, but I gotta criticize MC for just a moment. I feel like he should have had another DT in the middle of the map,
Yes.
another few DTs, make him use up those scans instead of mules. That's gonna cut into his unit counts. And with MC taking his third base so quick, that's something important to do.
ThorZaIN dropping that third command center now completed. MC still using this Warp Prism. Gonna get spotted by ThorZaIN, who's gonna drop some Marauders and Marines to take that out. Gonna force it to go back into movement mode and fly out of there. Where is ThorZaIN gonna float his third command center? It's just in the air. And we can see he's saving up quite a bit of energy on his orbital command, so he wants to have that scan available, wants to stay mobile on the map, and looks like he's gonna be doing that quickly. Wow, transitioning into double reactored starport, so wants to really crank out a lot of Vikings to deal with these Colossi.
You know, I think that might be a good choice for now. There were 2 or 3 Colossi out that he knew of at the time. He knows that they're going to be coming out pretty much non-stop. And those will dominate any battles that ThorZaIN is in unless he has a huge Viking count. So I like that move by him. That's going to allow him to get this third base up without repercussions. And take out this pylon finally. MC, on the other hand, he's getting his Zealot charge. He's making a lot of units, throwing up some Forge for upgrades. And just looking overall very, very solid. He's got good upgrades, good unit composition, but ThorZaIN, despite saving a lot of scans, despite being well harassed by DTs, 153 supply, up 1 supply on MC, who's at 152.
And another key thing I just noticed, actually, look at the upgrades on ThorZaIN's bio. He's actually sitting at 2-2, so he's been able to really focus on those upgrades while all this harassment and while all these battles have been going on. Meanwhile, oGs.MC just completed his Forge. He's sitting at 0-0.
That is actually, I hadn't noticed that, Chill. Thank you so much. I would have looked like a total nubbin when I called the next battle wrong, because 2-2 against 0-0, like, I don't care what you have, man. Oh, you have Colossus? That's cool, bro. I mean, I'm still going to roll that over with my 2-2 stuff and a ton of Vikings. Awesome upgrading by ThorZaIN. You know what? This guy is so steady and so solid. This is truly impressive play by him, and he is keeping up supply-wise. 180 to 177, superior upgrades, and a very good number of Vikings.
Yeah, and actually staying similar with the Harvesters, he's staying on the same number of bases, and with that Planetary locking down the natural of top left, he can easily take the main. Looks like MC following a similar line of logic wants to take the main base at bottom right, but not before this big engagement going forward. Stalkers blinking forward to try to take out the Vikings. Vikings sniping off 1 Colossus, second Colossus is going to go down. Oh my god, ThorZaIN microing like a beast, just kiting back and forth. There is a DT in there, so ThorZaIN needs to find the time to get a scan down to deal with the DT, but no, the DT's chain pulling him back as ThorZaIN continues to push forward. Force field's going down, this may be it, as the 2-2 bio for ThorZaIN pushing in against MC. MC trying to lay down force fields and bring in this Immortal to equalize the battle, with ThorZaIN getting so much value out of these units, driving back oGs.MC and charging into the bottom right expansion.
Oh my god, I have gotten a few minor nerd chills so far, but I got tears in my eyes now, Chill. This is absolutely wild. ThorZaIN completely dismantling him. Here comes MC. He's lost his third base. He's got to break this bio army. It does not look like he's going to. Or even if he does, I mean, ThorZaIN's done too much damage. 86 supply against 142. ThorZaIN, brilliant micro, brilliant upgrades. And MC, look at, oh no, he's lost his entire army. 68 supply from 142, doubling the supply of oGs.MC. The 2-time GSL champion is being completely outplayed.
Wow.
ThorZaIN wins the first game, and he wins it by completely outplaying MC. I am in utter disbelief.
Oh my god, that unit control in the middle was insane, sacrificing the Vikings to move forward, taking out the Colossi, meanwhile kiting back and forth. And while that battle was going on, I was actually looking at the barracks of ThorZaIN as well, and his macro did not slip an inch. So this guy is the full package.
Dude, he has even got a bow and a nice greeting card on it. That was absolutely amazing for any Terran players out there. That is exactly how you want to micro. Notice that Thermal Lances almost never hit his Marine Marauder Ball during that. He was kiting back just out of range there, allowing those extra Vikings he made. he just basically relied upon his upgrades. You know, he's like, all right, I'm going to overmake Vikings to kill off Colossi and then just use my upgraded units to kill everything else. So he stayed away from Thermal Lance. Too many times you see Terrans that are just like, all right, let's do this. And they just, they have everything attacking everything and they're taking a bunch of slash. But ThorZaIN says, no, I'm not taking any additional damage. Your Zealots can chase me all day long. I'm going to kite the hell out of them. Oh my god, why is ThorZaIN so ridiculously good?
Yeah, I don't know. And even the way he defended those Dark Templar, he had it built into his build to get that Engineering Bay and turret up in time when he didn't have it placed in his main base. He didn't suffer too much damage there. And the way he was able to push out, get map control, push MC away from him, and take that third base was just amazing to see. So we have the GSL champion upsetter going for his second upset, up 1-0 against MC, and that is exciting as we look forward to game number 2 on Metalopolis.
Dude, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I want to see more of ThorZaIN's play. That was actually one of the absolute highest skilled Terran vs. Protoss displays, as you would call it, Chill. That was a clinic on how to actually play that matchup. Completely, in every way, utterly beautiful. There was just... I just didn't see any real flaws there, man. I mean, he got well harassed. MC took good timings on his bases, good unit compositions. ThorZaIN's just like, no, I'm just going to upgrade, I'm going to block stuff, and then I'm going to out-micro and out-macro him. And, I mean, that's what he did. And how do you do that against MC? I don't know. He's so good. Can we go to the next game? Chill.
Yes, we can, Artosis. I believe everyone is looking forward to seeing what ThorZaIN can do in game number 2 on Metalopolis, which we will be watching right after this.